All right, my friends, what's going on here? It is, the heck day is it? Wednesday. It's Wednesday the 23rd. And I wanted to come and hang with you guys for a little bit here tonight. And I'm just looking at my phone to make sure I'm live. Looks like I'm live. Got a couple people on here so far jumping on. I just thought I'd start a couple minutes early in case I had a technical issue, because the purpose of this live tonight, Keith, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Hope all's well. It's been a while. Guys, it's the purpose I'm doing this tonight is I'm testing a new platform. Some of you guys probably heard of it. Keith, you probably heard of it. It's called Streamyard. And I'm able to go live with this app, or whatever you want to call it, on multiple platforms at the same time. And so I wanted to test it before I did some other things, before we get really hot and heavy into this. So I thought I would just go live. And tonight I'll talk a little bit about some word of mouth marketing to make it worth your time as well, hopefully. Ski Home Improvements, what's up? Ziggy, what's up? Steven, Top Peak. So yeah, this is a brand new platform to me. So I'm on here just trying to work some kinks out. So I figured, what the fuck, we'll talk about some marketing and stuff like that. So I'm curious if you could just type in the chat box for me, because I'm learning here too, guys. If you could type in the chat box where you are seeing this right now. I have it going to two places. It's our Contractor Fight public Facebook page, and then I have it on Contractor Fight TV on YouTube. So just say Facebook or YouTube. That'd be great. Giorgio, what's up? What's up, Patch? Good to see you. And how do I sound? Do I sound everything okay? I'm just curious here. William Champney, what's up, man? Yeah, I don't know if you know about the platform, but yeah, it seems to be pretty cool. So we got Facebook. All right, so I'm on Facebook, which is good. I can see that here. Cool. Yeah, I'm just trying to be an older dog learning some new tricks. And so I'm going to pull it up on Facebook here just to see what the heck happens. Okay, so yeah, it shows that it's live. See, look at that. See, I'm learning. We're live. Look at that. So anyway, well, good deal. Keith said the F word came through loud and clear. Handy Dad, thanks. Appreciate that. Kevin, I don't know if I'm the man. I'm just trying to be me. So, all right. So I want to make sure, like, is this sound, and if you're watching a replay of this later, fast forward this part if you want, because I'm just working out kinks here. I'm just trying to learn what it sounds like. Does it sound like echoey and shitty, or does the sound work okay with me without plugging in all my mics and shit? Philip from Toronto, what's going on? And while I wait for an answer, I will take a sip of my Don Julio tequila, the Blanco version. Steven, since inspiration. Keith, killing the market from you guys are teaching. Awesome, man. Glad to hear that. Kevin, thank you. All right, cool. I'm my plan, I always say this, I don't plan to go long. Because like I said at the top of this thing, the goal of this was simply for me to test this thing and see if it worked. All right, Alfonso, thank you. Michael, thank you. Austin from Iowa, good deal. Where are you guys at? Sounds like the normal fight night. All right, perfect. Where are you guys at? Where are you all located? We got Austin from Iowa. Just throw your state in there. This always blows my mind. I tell you what, man. So I don't know how old all you guys are on that are on here watching this right now. Jesse's got HVAC in the house. My son just started working for an HVAC contractor a few months ago. He's the newbie on the totem pole, and he loves it. We got Pennsylvania. That's what I was going to say. Like, you younger guys probably don't realize this, but I remember a world. My kids don't get this. My boys are 20. My daughter's 15. My kids do not know a world where you couldn't download something, where you couldn't just pick up a little box. Like, if you would have showed me this, like, you can't see all the lenses. You said, here's this little box and you're going to be able to connect with people all around the world, I'd be like, yeah, right. And here we are. I download a thing, I push a button, and shit, we're talking to people in New Zealand. I mean, Michael, are you really in New Zealand? Which, by the way, I want to go there. We got a lot of people that follow the fight that are in New Zealand and Australia. I think we need to do an event down there. Give me an excuse to come down there and meet all you cool human beings, man. Awesome. So New Zealand, we got Spokane, we got North Carolina, we got Canada, Dallas, Texas is its own country. We got California, Lake Zurich, Illinois. Ziggy's up the road for me in Aurora, Colorado. Steven, your 50% works. I'm in Ontario. Hell yeah, it works, man. And let's see, my woman is texting me now. She's running an errand. Yes. Actually, I'm going to answer in French and say oui. W-E-E. That's how I spell French. So anyway, New Jersey, North Carolina, Amarillo, Texas, says Omar. Levon is Texas. We got Georgia. So all three of my kids were adopted. One of them's from Georgia. Somewhere around the Marietta area. Anyway, we got Toledo, Ohio. We got Maryland, North Florida, Pennsylvania. This is good shit, guys. Massachusetts. Awesome. So, guys, I appreciate you jumping on here tonight, hanging out for a few minutes. Like I said, if you're just jumping on, I'm testing this new thing called Streamyard. And I was on somebody else's interview not so long ago, and they used it, and they were able to go live on all these platforms. And I was like, holy shit, no way. Because the other night, some of you might have been here, I had 2 cameras set up. I was on YouTube and Facebook at the same time in our Contractor Fight Facebook group. And I was like looking at 2 different cameras, and I was trying to follow 2 different chat boxes, which, if y'all know me, that's a problem because I'm easily distractible, which I think some of you guys just type shit in the box to distract me, just to laugh at me. That's all right. We got Dallas Fort Worth, says Eric. So anyway, cool. So guys, let's dig in here. I want to talk about this is something that a topic that I talked about in our private Facebook group. So if you're not in our private Facebook group, you just got to own your crap to get in within 24 hours. You do that, you get to stay in the group. You don't do that, we kick you out. My assistant Roz is a brutal human being with the axe. I mean, she's like, get the fuck out of the group. You don't own your crap, you're out. And I don't know, it was a few weeks back. This was a topic. We go live every Monday night. And so this is a topic that I did there. And apparently that's you, Roz, who just put the link in there because it says the Contractor Fight. So thank you. Roz is from South Africa. Now, Roz, I hired you, I believe it was the very end of 2015. And you're fascinating because, guys, this is crazy. This is the world we live in. Roz has been with me for coming on 5 years, I guess it is, Roz. Yes, no, something like that. Curious what the delay is here. It's been about 7 seconds. I don't know if there's a lot of delay, but anyway, but Roz is from South Africa. She lives outside of Houston. Somehow, Roz, I recall us having a conversation about you also speak Dutch. Is that true? I found you, Roz, on LinkedIn, actually. Okay, so now Roz's name is here and the Contractor Fight. So, on YouTube, you're Roz. There you go. I see it. And guys, here's what's crazy about our world. And this is actually a shame. And so Dutch and Afrikaans. So right there, if you are a multilingual human being, because Roz also speaks English, so that's at least 3 languages. Whenever I meet somebody like that, or somebody who comes here from another country and has to learn English and they know their native tongue, or somebody who doesn't even live here and they live in another country and they speak English and French and Spanish and all this other shit. I am absolutely blown away how stupid we are in America. But my point is I'm blown away by the fact, and this has to change, Roz. We have never met in person. I have never been in the same room as my assistant. And Roz, trust me, guys, you talk about somebody who runs my life in a lot of ways. I can't function without what she does, and we still haven't met in person. Think about that. So we got to change that shit. Anyway, Roz, has it been 5 years? It was like right around Christmas time, 2015, I believe. Anyway, I remember where I was. I was traveling with my family, and I sent a message through LinkedIn. I was laying in a hotel room bed, and I sent a message, and the next morning you called me back, and I hired you, something like that. So anyway, Alfonso, man, look at that. All right, now you're just showing off, man. English, Portuguese, Spanish, and Chinese. Like, all right, I got to call BS on the Chinese. Not sure if you really know Chinese, man. Do you really know Chinese? All right, because the other three, I'm like, okay, I can see that. But Chinese, I went to China to get my daughter, and I'll tell you what, I've been all around the world in the Marine Corps. You drop your ass in the middle of this big-ass country in China where, you could drive for a couple days in any direction. That's where we were in China, and not get out of the country several days. And it's 5 years she's been bossing me around. That's right. And not only could I obviously not understand the language, my mouth can't even make the sounds. Okay. There was a word, I don't remember what it means. I should know. Shoe. And I'd go shoe, and they go, no, it's shoe. And I'm like, I don't hear the damn difference. And they're like, no, you have two total different words there by what's coming out of your mouth. So anyway, now Hilder's going to show off English, Portuguese, and Spanish. Great. Thanks. All right. Well, I speak English and Pig Latin fluently, and I know probably 20 Spanish words. Okay. My queen, she wants to learn French. And so that's something that I'm going to make happen and she doesn't know I'm going to do that. I'm going to find a way for us to get some dang French lessons going here. Alfonso was married with Taiwanese for 9 years. All right. Well, then you speak Chinese. There you go. All right. So guys, anyway, reel me back in. Let me get back in here. Marketing. Use the box. Gary says Hungarian is a very hard language to learn, apparently. Yeah, I can only imagine. Bernard, welcome. Glad you're here. A lot of people have jumped on, so sorry if I didn't single you out and say hi, but thanks for showing up. Last time I'll say this tonight. I did this live tonight to test a new platform that lets me go live on multiple social media platforms. And so tonight we're on the public Facebook page of the Contractor Fight, and we're on YouTube right now. And I'm just testing it to see how it works. And so far, I'm pretty happy with it. Hopefully you guys are too. Yes or no in the box. Do you want to get to a point where you grow your business to the point that it doesn't need you? Meaning you don't have to work in the field. You can actually take the tool belt off. You can, or if you put the tool belt on, you can hire somebody to sell and run the day-to-day shit, whatever, if you love working in the field, right? So if yes or no, do you have aspirations of building your business to the point where it doesn't need you for everything? Okay. Yes. All right, good. We got one yes, two yeses. Probably have a few come in. Now listen, guys, if you are in a situation where you do not want to get out of the field, you want to continue to work in the field because you love the craft, you love the thing you do. Yeah, Kevin, where you want the option, and another Kevin says, yes, but I love working in the field. So this is perfect, guys. I think there's been a really harmful push in the business world, especially the contracting world, for many, 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 many years And I was also the recipient of this as well, till I got some things straight in my head, where, I think it started when Michael Gerber wrote his book. Anyone know the book? What's the book? The EMyth. Okay. It's the entrepreneurial myth, saying that, you're either a technician, a manager, whatever in your business. And that's when I kind of noticed that, and I can only speak from my experience. I was in certain circles. I was in certain coaching groups where I was made to feel like if I was working in the field, or if somebody is working in the field and they didn't want to build this $10 million business or a $5 million business, lots of trucks, that they could sell the business someday, that they were not successful. Like, that was the culture of a lot of these groups that I was in. And I hired coaches. I was in masterminds and all this for many years. And now let me be fair. I want to be super fair here. I don't want to make assumptions. Okay. I'm sure they meant really well. The way I took it, and a lot of that was probably my own head trash, my own insecurity and things like that, was I took it for so many years as if I don't build a business like that, I'm not successful. Okay. So earlier when I said, if you want to grow your business and make it bigger and get out of the day-to-day, please don't misunderstand that as me saying, if you want to stay in the field and you like building things and fixing things or painting things or whatever the thing is you do, I'm all for that too. That is massively successful. I know a lot of people that make 150, 200 grand a year. It's them, two helpers. He goes fishing every weekend. The guy I'm thinking of, he's got a really good lifestyle. He's happy. He's got a good balance. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So please don't misunderstand me for 1 second here, that I think if you stay in the field, you're not successful. Okay. The bottom line here is we start a business to do shit that we like to do. Hopefully that we can have an impact and we can make a lot of money, because you should make a lot of money. What I'm going to talk about tonight is not just for the people that want to build these big businesses. Okay. It's truly for everybody. Somebody earlier said they want to have options to do things. And so that's where I think this comes in. There's this badge of honor that is thrown around by a lot of contractors where they go, I get all my word from word of mouth marketing. I don't have to advertise. And they say it in a way like they're bragging about it, which in a lot of ways they should. They should be proud that the fact that they get all that. But when I dig into these conversations, a lot of these same guys aren't making enough money. They don't have enough leads coming in to their business and things like that. So although word of mouth has many, many benefits, things like, it's a high quality lead. I love when somebody refers me, like here in the Contractor Fight. I had somebody call me up the other day. They're like, hey, I've been listening to your show for a couple of years. A buddy of mine, he's in one of your programs. Which program do I need to join, and tell me what I need to do? We were off the phone in like 7 minutes and I had a new coaching client. Okay. Cause it came from word of mouth and it came from content and shit like that. But you guys get the point here, right? So one of the benefits of word of mouth is they're generally higher quality leads. It was somebody who's really happy with you and they thought enough of you and the experience that they were given to turn around and open their mouth to another human being. Guys, that's one of the biggest compliments that you could have as a business owner. And so I'm all for that. Okay. And you should be proud of that. I know I am. Another really, really big benefit to word of mouth marketing here is this. Let me show you this. I'll pull out a calculator. Okay. When you get word of mouth leads, you have a lower cost per lead. So I'm going to walk you guys through some here real quick, just so you know what I'm talking about. So let's say there was a period in one of my businesses where it cost us about $100 to get the phone to ring. Okay. So we would take, at the time, we were, pick a number, $75,000 we'd spend in marketing. And, if, 450 leads came in. That means it cost me about $160, $170 to get a lead from the marketing money we were putting out there. So give me a thumbs up or a FU or something if that makes sense to you guys before I move on. That's what I mean, cost per lead. Now, that's whether we got the job or not. It's just like, what did I spend in marketing? How many leads do I get? Some of you have zero because you don't spend anything other than your time. I get that. Okay. And so in our case, and my math was off there, we were around $100 to $125 a lead, no matter what the result of that sales call was. Okay. Then let's just say, out of those 450 leads, if I closed 40% of them, that means it would turn into, I'm making up numbers here, by the way, 180 jobs. So then you take that same 75 grand, divide it by 180 jobs. That's what it costs you to get a job. Okay. So I see some thumbs up. Good. By the way, Kendra, thanks for your service. In case you guys don't see it, female combat wounded veteran owned construction company in the house. Glad to have you here. Thank you for your service. So guys, this cost per lead and cost per sale is really important. And also this is the stuff that you need to know if you hop on Shark Tank one day, because Mark Cuban's going to go, hey, Steven, what's it cost you to acquire a customer? And in this case, it would be a little over $400. Okay. So anyway, so word of mouth has a lot of benefits, guys. And to me, the two big ones are what I just shared: higher quality lead and lower cost per lead. Because when somebody opens their mouth and somebody calls you, you didn't pay anything for that. So this is great. Okay. That is great. And I want to set the table. You guys understand, I'm not poo-pooing word of mouth marketing. All right. So a couple things we kind of touched on. You got to really start with, what are your goals? Okay. Where do I want to take my business? If I want to stay small, like some of you guys, you want to be a 1-2 man company. Giorgio, I appreciate you saying that you have to spend money to make money. Sometimes, maybe it's not an absolute truth. Okay. In fact, here in the Contractor Fight, I make a lot of money, and I don't really do any ads. We're actually working on some YouTube ads and things like that. But it's my time. Okay. So you got to spend something. It's either your time, it's some money, combination of both. But that is one of those, I forget what they call it, one of those sayings that's out there that we just accept as truth. Okay. You got to spend it to make it. Not always. Okay. So anyway, so guys, if your goal is to stay small, you don't care about the ups and downs of your business. Maybe your spouse works. One of my competitors, many years ago, his spouse was a surgeon. She made it $200,000-300,000 grand a year. He didn't have a lot of pressure to feed the family. Okay. Even though he took it very seriously, he's a really good guy. I know him well. He was in a situation where he didn't have a goal to grow a big company. Okay. And whatever he made from he had about $500,000 business. He put about $150,000 a year in his pocket, and almost every bit of that went into a retirement for them. And they got several million in the bank now. Okay. So if your goal is to stay small, spouse works, maybe you got a ton of money, like we just talked about, you got a closet full of money somewhere that's going to last you for 30 years. Then keep doing what you're doing. That's cool. But if, like I said, if you want to grow your business, or if you're a smaller company that wants to have options, okay, down the road, then word of mouth marketing is just simply not enough. Okay. Yeah, Bernard, if I had a nickel for every time I said, whether it's a CRM, a spreadsheet, a notepad, I don't care. You write it on a board every day. You must track your leads. Okay. You got to know where your leads are coming from. I used to track not just like their name would come in. I would track the zip code. I would track the lead source. Was it Google? Was it word of mouth? A referral? Was it something else I was paying for? A networking group? Was it a yard sign? Then I would also track it by job type. In my case, was it interior painting, exterior? Was it a deck? Was it drywall repair? Okay, so all these things, they come into play. I just had a terrible feeling, by the way. I wonder if this thing even records. So anyway, I suppose it'll be on YouTube and Facebook. So anyway, good. Squirrel. So yeah, definitely track your stuff. And so your goals are super important, guys. What quality of life do you have? A lot of times we grow and we grow and we grow and we grow. And then we spend all of our time stressed out because we're trying to keep up feeding the machine. And that's actually one of the things that led to bankruptcy many years ago, is everybody was getting paid but me, because I wasn't clear on some of these things. Okay. So anyway, I want to talk about some of the downsides to word of mouth. The first, guys, is I got all these notes here. The number one downside, in my opinion, of word of mouth marketing is it puts it all in the hands of your clients, the people that you've served. Okay. Just think about that. Like, if they don't open their mouth, what do you got? Okay. And so a lot of times people can be totally happy with you. Type a yes or no in the box here, right? If you can relate to this, because this happened to me many times. They gave us a great review online, or, whatever. I remember some of these people would send us Christmas cards and loved us to death, but they didn't ever refer us. We never got any referrals from them, right? Thanks, Mike. Move it. There we go. I was just trying to see it better. The mic apparently was making noise. The paper. So sometimes people are totally happy with you, but they don't refer you. So again, you're putting it all in their hands. And so why don't they refer us, right? I'll tell you what, it usually comes down to, number one, you're not top of mind. You're not TOM. You're not Tom. You're not top of mind. And that's why I talk so much about building your brand, lettering trucks, being involved in the community. At the very least, you should be you should have an email marketing plan going to educate and engage and add value to your database on a weekly basis. And that's not hard to do. It's super cheap. So number one, you're not top of mind. They're just not thinking of you. In fact, speaking of email, whenever I send an email out, one of the companies I've had in the past, it was a painting business. Every time we'd send an email out, I'd get between $10,000 and $20,000 worth of work within the next 7 days. And the majority of that work was referrals, because my past happy customers would see it. They'd be at the soccer game and they would, have a conversation with the other mom or whatever it was. And they're like, yeah, we're looking for a painter. We're remodeling the house. Oh, you guys got to call Tom, and they would refer us. Okay. So guys, you got to be top of mind. Another reason people don't refer is they don't want to be pushy. They don't want to push what worked for them for whatever reason on somebody else. And what I think is probably as big, if not bigger than top of mind, it's they don't want to be responsible if you fuck up. Okay. Because contractors, unfortunately, we have a reputation for screwing the pooch on things. And so if I have a good experience with you, a lot of people, based on their personality type and things like that I won't get into, those types of people, certain wirings of personalities, will not refer you because they don't want to be responsible and look bad if something goes wrong. Okay. So those are, another reason. I think there's another downside. We talked about, you put it in the hands of the clients, right? That's a downside to me. It's not always bad, but it can be. Second big reason here, guys, is it's slow and unpredictable. I mean, think about it. Will they refer you when you want them to? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Will you get the volume of those leads that you need? All right, so let me do a quick math lesson for you guys here, okay? The volume of, think of leads like you're a baseball player and you're going up to the plate, okay? And you know, the more times you get in the batter's box, the more opportunities you have to get on base and score some runs. Well, a lot of people that are just focused on this word of mouth marketing, you guys, they don't get enough at bats. They might be crushing it with a closing rate. They might be crushing it with profit on those jobs, but it's simply not enough to meet all the needs that they have in their overhead of the business and their needs in their own personal income. And so a lot of y'all are struggling, if the shoe fits here, right? Because you just don't have enough at bats. And so it's slow and it's unpredictable. So here's the math lesson. Okay. If you have a goal to, I don't know, I'll just say you're a hardwood flooring guy and you want to do 500 grand a year, and your average, and let's say you don't even do installs. All you do is a buff and coat. In fact, there's a franchise, at least there used to be, called Buff and Coat. They buff it down, throw clear coat down for the most part, and done, right? Oh, and let's say their average job size is $3,000. I'm just picking a damn number here, guys. It doesn't matter what the number is, but I'm teaching you some math. So you got to go that sales goal divided by 3,000. I need 167 jobs if my average job is $3,000. Now I know averages change, but there's always an average. So in order to sell 167 jobs, let's say your closing rate is a 40%. Divide that by 0.4. You need 400 or so leads a year. Divided by 12, you need 35 leads a month, which is over a lead a day. Okay, so that's what I mean when I say, will you get the volume of leads that you need to hit your sales goals? Okay, now let me also say this. I've seen this work. There's always an asterisk, right? If you're a custom home builder, it is totally possible. If you're putting up 2, 3, 4 homes a year, 2 homes a year, and that's meeting your needs, you're killing it and making money. I got friends like that. They can truly get by with word of mouth marketing, but they still build their brand. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. I say that a lot, don't I? Hopefully that makes sense. I know it makes sense. And guys, another downside here is if you want to grow the business, it's really hard to have a repeatable process that you can turn on and off as needed because you have minimal control over word of mouth. Okay. You know, when you have a system for your marketing, you can step on the gas, you can pull back. Okay. A combination of both depending on seasonality and all that other stuff. So, I want to encourage you. So let's talk to you guys that obviously who want to grow the business. You got to have more than word of mouth. Those of you guys that want to stay small and profitable, and we should be big and profitable too, but you want to stay small and profitable, have a good pace. You like where things are at now. Imagine if you had a good process in place to where you had more leads than you needed. In fact, the people in our programs, our 100K program in particular, that are killing it. Okay. I'm talking GCs that are selling and producing work at 50, 60, 65% gross profit. No shit. Okay. They're doing it because they have more than enough leads. So when you have way more leads than you need and you have a good sales process like we teach, then it's kind of like shooting whatever you shoot in a barrel. Ducks, gooses, fish. That's it. You shoot fish in a barrel. All right. You can say no to the jobs that are not a good fit. You're not desperate. Okay. You can sell like you're independently wealthy because you know you have more than enough leads coming in. Okay. It doesn't mean you're ripping people off. It means if I'm going to charge more, I can pay my people better. I can deliver a better experience, and I can really build a high-class company instead of competing with all the Walmart tire kickers that are out there. Okay. So listen, I'm going to wrap this up in a minute. I'm going to open it up for some Q&A, but just my portion here is, so if you have a question, you can start, whatever. To wrap this up, guys, enjoy word of mouth. Okay. Word of mouth is a beautiful thing, and continue to deliver those great experiences that are getting you those leads. 100%. Okay. Second thing, take some time to figure out, this is the challenge for tonight, figure out how many leads you need a year, a month, a week. Okay. So that you can have a great process in place to build a strong business. Okay. That avoids some of those real peaks and valleys and lead flow and sales and shit like that. Feast or famine. Build your brand. I'm a fan of being everywhere that people could ever look for the thing I do. I could have a hot dog stand. I could do this. I can open up any other business, and I would carry that philosophy with me. I will always be front and center, building my brand and being visible. So do that. And then finally, guys, allocate a percentage of your sales or your gross profit back towards marketing. Okay. Meaning building your brand. And when I say marketing, guys, I don't mean run out and run a bunch of ads. Okay. We teach a lot of stuff in our boot camp and stuff about strategy and tactics. What most people do, I've done it, you've done it, is you go, oh, I heard Facebook ads works. I heard billboards work. I heard this work. And you just throw money at this shit without really having a strategy. Sometimes the strategy is a content-based strategy that's built on, creating good content and putting it out to the world on your blog and YouTube channel and things like that. Sometimes it's all about building relationships. Okay. So strategies are what's really important. The tactics we can change all the time. Okay. Just don't go running out there spending money on a bunch of tactics that are not rooted in a strategy. Okay. So anyway, so I got a few more minutes here, guys. I actually have one of my one-on-one coaching clients and his family. They're in town. They bought a big ass RV, and he took a week-long trip. They came they're from the Midwest. They drove out here. We had dinner with them Sunday night, and then they're coming over again tonight for dinner. And so they're going to be here in a little while. But I got a couple more minutes. If you have a marketing question, okay? If you have a marketing question, go ahead and throw it in the chat box. I don't want to get into anything other than marketing tonight, guys. So if it's a non-marketing question, I'm probably going to not answer it, okay? Because I don't want to open up another can of worms. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. Yeah, Chris, you're right. Take care of all your referrals. I found that most people, I would go, do you want a finder's fee? Do you want a steak dinner? They're like, no, just honor the great experience you gave us with our client because we want to look good. But there should always be some sort of a gesture. Tommy, thank you. Appreciate that. He's in Florida. Let's see what else I got here. I'm just scrolling back up because I didn't see any questions come in. Jan, where are you from? Australia. Good to see you here. Where would you look at for designs for yard signs? So Bernard, I have a designer that I have a great relationship with. I'm happy to, I don't even know if he has a website because I always just text him. He's a guy that I've met through the years. Let me ask him here. Hold on. Hey man, I'm on a YouTube and Facebook Live right now. Do you have a website? His name is Mike Short Sleeve, like short sleeve shirt. He's out on the East Coast. He does stuff for the fight. He does stuff for my new brand, We Live Unafraid. He does a shit ton of stuff for my clients that need design work done. So you could do that, Bernard, or you could go to something like 99 Designs, and you could have designers from around the world compete for you, for your business by ideas and shit like that. Eli, how much was the wrap on my truck? Hey, Eli, are you the guy I saw in traffic the other day? Because I actually wrote that down. I was going to give you a shout out, man. It was about $2,200, give or take, somewhere in there. Javier, where do you get the best bang for your buck? There's rarely one thing, man. That's why I said a minute ago, you have to have a strategy, and your strategy needs to be based in who do you want to be as a brand? Who do you want to serve? How do you want to serve them? That's where all good marketing starts, okay? Getting clear on who you are and where you want to go. And then you build strategies from that. And then from the strategies, you build certain tactics. Tactics will work, they won't work, but the strategy should always be, they have a long shelf life. So for instance, Javier, my number one strategy in the contractor fight is to be the best educator in the world for contractors that want to grow a stronger business. That's a strategy. Then I go, how can I deliver that? YouTube is a tactic. Okay. Awesome, Eli. Good to see that, buddy. Thank you. YouTube is a tactic. My podcast is a tactic. Okay. Ads at some point will probably be a tactic, but the strategy of being the best educator will never change. Okay. So, Mark, how to be the best in the small town. Exactly what I'm talking about here. Build your brand, be everywhere. Anytime anyone in your town types anything in Google that has anything to do with your industry, you should be showing up. And, dude, build relationships with influencers in your area, all that shit. Let me go back. There were other questions. If you're starting email marketing campaign, what would you do? Once a month, twice a month, or more? Just curious. What would be overkill? Great question, Martin. John. All right. I'm a fan of weekly. Okay. Here's why. If you send 1,000 emails out or however many are in your database, probably only around 30%, give or take 5-10% one way or the other, are even going to get to their inbox. Okay. We did a fight night a while back on email marketing, where my guy Neil, who's a former super successful remodeler, sold his business. He now handles all my email marketing, and he's my right-hand guy here in the fight. I don't even know what his title is, because him and Roz run this fucking thing. I just show up and do videos. We did this thing, and we gave a checklist as part of the giveaway for the fight night. And it was all these things that you need to have in place in order for your email to even get into somebody's inbox. Okay. And so that's why one of the reasons I send weekly. And guys, we send, I can't pull it up now. In the month of August, we sent over 155,000 emails out to our database. Okay. And only about 35% of them get opened, and then a much smaller percentage even click a link that we have. Okay. And one of the reasons that they don't get opened, you guys, is because they go into your promotions tab or your spam or whatever it is. Okay. So John, I would email weekly, and don't sell anything. Just be there, be a resource, add value. If I'm a painter, I'm going, hey, here's a great tip to keep your walls clean, and I'll shoot a video and go, this is a great way to do this, or here's how to properly do a touch up so it doesn't look like you, the homeowner, did a touch up. Okay. And if you don't feel like painting corner to corner or whatever, like anything in your industry that adds value. So that's what I would do. Let's see. Martin, Arizona. Good to have you here. Love the channel. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, we've gotten better. And that's the thing, guys. You commit to something, you get better. You put the work in, you get better. A lot of you guys are afraid to do content and social media and videos and stuff because you suck. Okay, well, go back to mine. I sucked. Some of mine still suck. I know they do. Okay. We all have days where we're not on our game, or maybe I didn't plan it well enough, or whatever it is. But you got to keep showing up. Speaking of Arizona, where my woman is, she trains hunter jumper riders, horse riders. And I think she's got a thing in Arizona, Scottsdale area. And I'm actually thinking of throwing together an event for Arizona area contractors that they could sign up for while I'm out there in November. So I don't know, thinking about it. Giorgio, just best you could just email help@thecontractorfight.com and Roz can work with you on that, or just go to thecontractorfight.com. Is there a way to know if they've opened your email? Yeah, you got to have the right CRM. Okay, so there's like MailChimp and things like that are out there. We use a thing called Entreport, probably overkill for a lot of you guys, because it's for like coaches and speakers and shit like that. Let's see. Yeah, so it gives the stats where you could click on a contact and know if they've emailed it. And guys, the other thing we do, and give you this real quick. We go through anybody that's not opened an email from us in, like, I think Neil handles this. It's either 60 or 90 days. I think it's 90. He unsubscribes them. We just kick you off the list, because a high percentage of unopens will actually hurt your deliverability to other inboxes. Okay. So anyway, Top Peak, do you ever get annoyed trying to help this community that seems so negative? Yeah, sometimes. I tell you what, I get, it's real life here. I get annoyed when I get a lot of pushback on some of the things that we say about shooting for a 50% or better gross profit, or our sales process that we teach that's really unorthodox. I get annoyed a lot from the pushback on that, because I see so much of the positive on the other side. I see so many lives being changed because they get their thinking right around it and they implement it, and it changes the game. So what else do I get annoyed at? I get annoyed, not so much annoyed. I often feel like a broken record, because I believe success comes down to a few things, right? It's the fight between our ears, and it's a little bit of math. And consistency and focus and clarity. I mean, so I get, if you guys see a dip in my content production, it's usually because I feel like I'm saying the same shit every time I open my mouth. And that's my own head trash that I just got to get around. And you know what helps me get around that is, you look at a guy like Dave Ramsey. If you guys know who that is, a big financial industry. He's got these baby steps to help you have financial freedom. He's been preaching the same damn baby steps for like 30 years. So I'm like, well, I wonder if he gets sick of saying the same shit, right? And that just comes with the territory. Other questions, guys? Kind of a last call here. I got another minute or so. Ismael Ortega. Premier contracting in San Diego. It's fucking awesome that you guys are here. Appreciate you guys being part of the fight. And you go get it, man. You go get it. Super fired up that you're here and that you've been drinking our Kool-Aid in some degree, man. To some degree, I really appreciate it. And guys, that's not just to Premier Contracting in San Diego, but it's all of you guys. If you've given me 1 minute or 100 hours of your time through the years, I appreciate it, man. All of you, I appreciate it. There was a period of time where I was creating stuff, and it was years before anybody gave a crap, anybody listened, anybody gave any feedback. So, topic, I'm 28, good at my job. Well, you know what? You can be, there's always going to be negative people. There's going to be negative people. If you're thinking of quitting because of that, then you got to look inward, man. Okay. Well, I have it tattooed here. So, Young the Giant is one of my favorite bands. And there's a lyric in a song called Cough Syrup. And the first time, let me give you this, the first time I ever heard the lyric, I cried. Okay, seriously. This line in the song, the first time I heard it, I was in my truck and I cried like a baby. All right. Because this is why I do what I want to do. I want to have an impact. And so, Top Peak, I don't know if you can see this, but it says shit, what'd I do? There we go. My screen just went black. Here it is. The lyric says a dark world aches for a splash of the sun. Okay. A dark world aches for the splash of the sun. And that's what I tell myself, that I'm here to be just a splash in some way, shape, or form. And I would encourage you to do what you got to do up here to approach what you do. Because, dude, negativity is all around. In fact, that's fight night, Thursday night. This Thursday night, we're talking about how to get your mindset right so you can make more money. Well, we struggle with our mindset because there's so much negativity. We've been trained since we were tiny to be negative for the most part and only see the bad and this and that, and worry about what others think. And I could go on, which I will Thursday night. So not to be all cliche, but what's that quote? You be the change that you want to see in the world. And I'm not trying to get all woo-woo, but that's really the truth. Okay. If you love what you're doing, then find a way to be the best at it. And when I mean the best, not just the craft, but the experience and the culture of your company and the attitude and all those things. Eli, any quick advice for flooring here in the Springs? Create content, man. Own Google, own social media, own Facebook. There are so many people. There's so many people out there, Eli, that want you to show up and do their project, but they just don't know you exist. As Grant Cardone says, obscurity is the biggest thing that's holding your business back because you're just not visible enough. And I don't know anything about your business, but anytime that anytime anyone types anything about hardwood flooring into a computer in the Colorado Springs area, your company should come up. And it's free, man. It's you sitting at your computer and pecking away and writing your first blog, shooting your first video, and it's low-hanging fruit. How much does hardwood flooring cost? What's the best type of hardwood flooring? In fact, go buy my buddy Marcus Sheridan's book, They Ask You Answer. Go download it or buy it and read it, whatever. I'm telling you, it's be the expert, okay? And it will compound over time, okay? Mark, good to see you here, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Something on confidence. Could you do more on confidence building for the new business men and women? Yeah, appreciate that. We'll do some shit like that. Not shit in a bad way. Yeah, Brene Brown is a great author. John, I'm not a young guy struggling to build back up and have inspired, motivated more than I imagine. Thank you. Yeah, John, I appreciate that, man. Hey, you ain't 6 feet under yet, man. So keep grinding. All right. All right, guys, I got people knocking on my door in about 3 minutes. So I'm going to get rolling here. I want to encourage you. I touched on it a minute ago. If you go to here, I'll just put the link in real quick. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. You'd think I'd have this ready, but I just thought of it when somebody talked about mindset. Now I got to find the dang. There it is. Yeah, we got a contractor fight night going. I just put it in the link this Thursday night where we go for about 2 hours and I bring the heat. And this week is all about how working harder is not the way for you to make more money. Okay. We're actually going to deal with a lot of the limiting beliefs and head trash and things like that. And I guarantee you guys, I'm going to bring the heat, and it's tomorrow night, actually. Shit. So if you've never been on a fight night, check it out. And appreciate all the love, you guys. Appreciate you hanging out with me here tonight. And I will talk to you all next time we do this. Have a great night.